Yes, Ty.
This is Adam Holen, a former cop who had just shot a man and was now driving away. What started as a simple dispute between neighbors would spiral into a deadly confrontation within minutes.
So out of nowhere, 3 dudes get out of the car and they surround me, and I'm like, oh, it's about to get real. He shot me right there.
Now detectives have to piece together what happened, and more importantly, why. But getting the truth from a former officer who knows exactly how an interrogation works won't be easy.
How many rounds do you recall you shooting?
If I didn't empty my magazine, it was pretty close to it. I know more than 6, possibly all 11.
Why so many shots?
That I've had, I am trained to eliminate the threat.
On the night of November 24th, 2021, Aurora police were called to a quiet residential street after neighbors reported hearing gunshots and screams.
Hello, this is 911.
Yes, hi. Somebody's been shot.
Okay, what's the address?
Okay, baby.
Ma'am, what is the address of someone was shot? Hello? Okay, is that a house apartment or a townhome? There is a call in there. Was that a house, an apartment, or a townhome?
It's a house.
Okay.
When officers arrived, they found 17-year-old Peyton Blitzstein lying in the middle of the road while a woman performed CPR. Nearby, a man with a gunshot wound to his hip was also trying to help, as if he had nothing to do with what had just happened.
He pulled the gun off me. You okay? Hey. He's dead. He's on the ground.
No, he's still breathing. Keep going. No, I know. It's okay. Keep going. He has a pulse. Keep going. Just hold on a second. He has a pulse. Hold on. He has a pulse. Hold on. He has a pulse. He has a pulse.
He's shot in his chest and his stomach.
He has a pulse. Keep breathing, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on. Keep breathing. Keep breathing, man. Keep breathing. Hey. Keep breathing, buddy. Keep breathing, buddy. Come on. Hey. There you go. Keep on. Come on. Hey, we got to do CPR.
Okay.
He's not breathing.
Okay.
He's not.
Okay,
You're no pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I got it.
Hey, I used to be a cop. I got it. It's okay.
You used to be a cop.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to put something
All right.
on his
No. Do compression.
Stop.
I'll help with the breathing. Do compression.
Peyton had just turned 17. That night, he was out with friends, driving through the neighborhood, when they were suddenly confronted by a man who accused them of speeding. What should have been nothing more than a warning quickly turned deadly, leaving Peyton with 9 gunshot wounds. He was rushed to the hospital, but at 11:11 p.m., he was pronounced dead. The shooter was 38-year-old Adam Holen, a former Greenwood Village police officer who had resigned just weeks earlier. Adam told responding officers that he had acted in self-defense after being surrounded and shot at first.
Get it from him, and then you can follow him down to...
I don't care. I'm good, man. Work on that guy. Please help him.
They're working it, man.
Okay. I need you to tell me what happened though, man.
All right, so
Hey, Kenny.
this car's been racing through our neighborhood, man, non-stop. I've seen him during the day, I've seen him at night, just racing through, and so I confronted him, and I was like, why the fuck are you racing? And so this girl gets out of the driver's seat, and she runs up there, and she's like, why the fuck are you stopping me? Why are you yelling at me? And I'm like, you're racing through my neighborhood. I was like, I don't care if you're, like, just slow down. I don't care. So out of nowhere, 3 dudes get out of the car, and they surround me, and I'm like, oh, it's about to get real. And so, I mean, I'm obviously trained. I used to be a cop with Greenwood Village. I just retired like a week ago. And so I knew shit was about to go down. So I had my pistol at the low ready, and I was like, if it goes down,
So
I'm ready.
10 shots from
This dude pulls the fucking pistol out of nowhere and just shoots me. And so I just opened fired. With my pistol that I had on me. I have a Smith & Wesson Shield 9mm, and I don't even know. I probably emptied my mag, because that's what I'm trained to do, right? I just boom, 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 boom.
And you said you had your pistol out before he had his pistol out?
Holy
So,
I had my
so who-
pistol at low ready because all three dudes jump out of this car and they're all f***ing on me. And I pull my pistol and at low ready. They didn't even see it. And I just had it at low ready, which I've done plenty of times on traffic stops. I just had my pistol, never know.
Right.
This dude comes out, presents his pistol at me, and I'm like, oh. I had my pistol at my side. Oh my God. He just raises it and shoots me. As soon as I got hit and he fires that shot, I just emptied my rounds on him.
Which one shot you?
What's that?
Which one shot you?
He shot me right there.
Him? Okay.
So he shoots
where'd
me,
the
and
other
I just,
ones go?
oh my God.
Where'd everyone else go?
Holy shit, they all went into this
They're all in the
house.
house?
There was like
Okay.
6 of them.
3 others in the car.
All right.
There was a female and at least 3 other males besides him that went in that house right there.
Okay.
I figured there was going to be some kind of confrontation because they were speeding, and I was just going to chill, man. I'm cool. I just want you to slow down.
Right.
Holy shit. And then, oh, wow. Can somebody check on my leg, please? I'm shot too, by the way.
We got another one coming for you, man.
I'm
They're
cool.
getting him
I'm
out of
alright.
here.
It's alright. I'm good. This guy needs way more help than I do. I think I emptied a whole mag on him.
And now, Adam is sitting across from investigators, seemingly certain that his explanation will be enough to walk away a free man.
So I'd like to get, your story, what happened.
Of course.
That night.
Of course.
So,
Alright, I'll start from the top. When I first noticed the red, I think it was a coupe. I think it was 2-door, possibly 4-door. So I'm driving home from my mom's house. My sister just got in from Arizona, went and visited her. As soon as I turned on to Gun Club, going south from Quincy,
okay.
at that new intersection, about 200 yards or so going southbound on Gun Club, it merges into one lane. This car is flying down. I see his headlights. I'm like, he's going to cut me off. Sure enough, almost hits me.
Okay.
And as that happens, I was like, I recognized the car. I was like, that's the car that's been speeding through our neighborhood. Night, day, doesn't matter. Kids outside, playing hockey, rollerblading, whatever, still speeds.
Okay.
I've asked him before, please stop. Speeding through this neighborhood, there's kids. You guys are going to hurt somebody. Okay. Nothing more than that.
Okay.
So after he cuts me off, I see him turning left onto Shenango, which is into my neighborhood. So I'm going home. I do the same thing. As he's pulling into Shenango, screeching tires, still going fast, really fast, high rate of speed, 50 at least.
Okay.
Enough to make the tires screech when he's turning. I turn. I'm going home. I'm like, oh, they must live in here because they're turning in here. The second right turn is the turn onto my street, which is Addison.
Okay.
As I'm turning onto Shenango, I see him turn onto Addison quickly, also hearing their tires screech. They stop, I don't know, it was probably 3 or 4 houses down on the right. They stop right in the middle of the street.
Okay.
A male driver gets out, a female passenger gets out of the front passenger side, and they start walking up to the house. And I drove by slowly. I stopped my car on the side, close to their car, and I rolled down my window. I was like, stop speeding through this neighborhood. There's kids. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I said something like that. And I was a little upset. I was yelling at them, also because they're far away from me, but I told them before.
Okay.
And so we could do whatever we want. Who the f*** are you to tell me what to do? And so I was like, once they started talking to me, I realized they were pretty young. There's a good chance that they're teens.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought, I'm going to go talk to that parent in that house, in that residence. Maybe they can talk to them before something happens. God forbid they run over a kid or something in the neighborhood.
Adam's first move is to portray himself as a concerned neighbor, someone simply trying to look out for the people living around him. But there's one important detail he leaves out: how he actually approached those teenagers.
So as I get out of my truck, I come around the back, and as I come around the back, one of the guys that was in the car, they had stepped out. I think there was 2 males in the back. They had stepped out, and they were the ones saying, "Who f*** you, blah, blah, blah."
Okay.
Walked around my truck, I immediately saw one of the males had a pistol, kind of in a low ready, but he wasn't quite pointing it at me, but kind of in my direction. And I just instantly was like, oh, went into cop mode because I'm an ex-cop. I resigned 2 weeks ago just because of the whole atmosphere, and my family. I just worked better for my family.
Okay.
So I instantly pulled the gun off of my hip, and I presented at him. As soon as I do that, pow, I hear a gunshot, and I saw the muzzle flash, and I returned fire on the male that had shot at me. I didn't realize I was shot yet, but I emptied my mag, or I came close to it, just because of training. That's what I was trained to do through Greenwood Village. I'm sure it's similar here. And I realized this kid is in serious condition now. And so I got in my truck. I live 4 or 5 houses down on the left. Got in my truck, drove home, and the reason I did that is because I have a trauma kit in my hunting gear. And I just went hunting a couple weekends ago, just in case something happens. You know, I have tourniquet, all that stuff.
Okay.
Opened my garage, couldn't find it, and I was like, I am wasting time. So I sprinted back, left my truck in my driveway, sprinted back, immediately started doing CPR on the kid. I was just doing chest compressions. I heard sirens in the near distance, so I knew they were getting closer.
Okay.
And just kept working on him the whole time. I'm like, I just shot him. I was like, come on, buddy. But at the same time, I'm worried about the house, because once the shots were fired, all the kids ran into the house. And I'm worried, retaliation, do they have guns, do they have knives? So still working on this kid, trying to pay attention. A female officer arrives on scene first. Once she got there and I realized it was her, an officer, I stopped compressions, and I immediately put my hands up. I don't remember if it was on my head or what, and I said, I'm an old cop, I'm an ex-cop, I was the shooter, the pistol is in my waist, and I kept my hands up until they removed the pistol. They had me sit down. They checked me. Other officers that were arriving on scene, they said, you all right? I was like, well, my leg kind of hurts. I sprinted down here. I might have pulled something. Sure enough, they look, and there's blood coming out. Paramedics take me to the hospital.
Adam had already spent several days recovering in a hospital bed before this interrogation. That gave him plenty of time to think about what happened and shape his version of events into something that sounded reasonable. But Adam doesn't know one crucial detail. A camera captured what happened that night, and its footage tells a very different story from the one he's telling investigators.
Did you realize that you got shot right away, or was it later when they actually looked at your leg?
I wasn't sure, but it happened so fast, and I was just, my adrenaline was so high. I really didn't think, like, did I get shot, or, I don't know, my adrenaline was so high. I don't really remember if I realized I got shot. I just know that I was shot at that point, and I returned fire.
Okay.
I don't remember the exact point I realized that I had been shot. I know it was, pretty sure it was after I got back and had been working on
The kid.
Yeah.
Okay. The kid, what can you describe what he was wearing and what he looked like?
I know he's a white kid. I think he might have had a little bit longer hair. I'm not sure if he was wearing a sweatsuit or something, but light colored clothing of some sort.
Okay. And if you can remember, well, let's go back. So you pull up and somebody, and you realize there's Ring video that captures the whole thing. The whole thing's on video.
Okay. My wife said that it was up there. I didn't.
It sounded so. At some point, somebody says, "Love you, sweetie."
Yes, sir. That was me. I was like, "Love you, sweetie. Say goodbye. Like, get out of my neighborhood. Like, let's go," type of deal.
Because she was coming up to the door and going in the house.
Correct.
What was that kind of comment? Was it just kind of what was?
It was just kind of a nonchalant, like, "Love you, sweetie," like, because they were at the door, like, kind of doing like, I don't know, like hug or kiss goodbye or something, and I was just saying that, like, come on, let's go, get out of my neighborhood type of deal.
Okay. And when you were in the car, do you remember some of the statements you were making to him, or what do you remember saying to him?
I remember saying stop speeding or racing through my neighborhood, and I don't remember exactly, but it was something, I know I said that, but other things along those lines, like there's kids that live here or something like that I was yelling at them.
Okay. Do you recall somebody saying something about owning the street or owning this place? Like,
I might have said, like, this is my neighborhood,
okay.
But I don't recall, no.
Okay. Do you remember saying, like, I own this neighborhood?
I don't recall.
Okay.
I don't believe I would have said that, but I don't recall.
All right. And then how many people, when you're talking to this people initially, how many kids are outside of the car?
There was the two that were up towards the front door of the residence, and that's all I saw at first.
Okay.
And so when I was yelling at them to stop racing through the neighborhood, it was just those two. And so as I was getting out, the other two came out of the back. Yeah.
And so what made you get out of the car?
I was going to go talk to the parent or the adult at that residence and tell them, these kids have been speeding through the neighborhood. They're going to kill a kid. Can you please talk to them or something? Because I figured the parents probably knew them since they were dropping them off. He walked her to the door or whatever.
Okay.
So I was just going to go talk to the parent and say, look, this is pretty serious. Like, they're not just, like, going a little bit over. Like, they're speeding through the neighborhood. There's almost a kid that lives in every single one of these houses. So I was pretty much going to inform them to see if they could talk to the kids. Because obviously the kids weren't listening to anybody else. And after they had said, who are you? I was like, well, maybe I can talk to an adult, or maybe they can, like, help me, I don't know, get them to stop speeding through the neighborhood.
When they said that, you said they said, like, you. How did that make you feel when they did that to you?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I was just like, stupid kids, they're disrespectful, whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't feel threatened by any means, and that's why I continued to the house. I was going to walk right by them and just be like, go talk to the parent. And it wasn't until I didn't feel threatened and in fear for my life until I had come almost around to my truck, completely on the backside by the bed. And that's when I saw the pistol, and that's when I immediately feared for my life. And
Adam insists the shooting was self-defense, but Ring camera footage from that night paints a very different picture. He wasn't calmly approaching a group of teenagers to have a friendly conversation. From the moment he confronted them, his behavior was aggressive and confrontational. And if watching cases like this unfold is your thing, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one.
Let's go to that point. When you said you saw the kid, can you kind of show me what you saw? Like you were the kid.
like I was the kid?
Yeah.
Okay. So the kid had his back. So let's say this is the house.
Okay.
And I'm about where you are. So I'm coming around my truck, and the kid was standing. I don't remember if he was standing behind the trunk of the red car, to where like his lower legs weren't showing, or if he was standing behind it to where I could see him all. But when I walked around, I saw the pistol here.
Okay.
And that's when I immediately grabbed my pistol. He fired the shot. I returned fire.
Okay. You can go ahead and sit back.
Yeah.
Do you recall what color that pistol was?
It was dark. It had like a little shine to it from the light. I don't recall. I don't recall exactly what color it was. And I couldn't tell if it was. I don't believe it was a revolver. I believe it was a semi-automatic pistol. Yeah.
Okay. Was anything other than being dark? Was it a large pistol, small pistol? Do you remember any other details about that pistol?
No, it all happened so fast. And as I was approaching on him, and after I pulled my pistol, I didn't fire. And I don't know why I didn't fire. Maybe because I wasn't in cop mode at the time. I knew he was a kid. I was seriously like, is that seriously like a real gun, a BB gun? And at that point, I was like, it doesn't fit. All these things are going through my head like super quick.
Yeah.
And I didn't fire until I was fired at.
So what made you approach that kid?
After or before?
Well, you said when you were approaching him, and you kind of
Sure. So
the wheels were
after,
turning, but what made you go towards that kid instead of going up to the house?
because I saw the pistol,
Okay.
and I had already had my pistol drawn, so I had taken. I'm not like super quick, but I had taken a few steps towards him to let it be known that I had a gun. I will defend myself, and that's what I was thinking. And then that's when everything happened. All the gunshots.
Okay. The holster. So the pistol. How do you normally carry your pistol?
So it depends. That night, I had it inside the waistband, and I always tuck my shirt in between the actual pistol itself and my skin, especially when I'm driving, because it rubs on my skin. So that's how I was wearing it at the moment, and so.
In a holster, or what kind of?
Yeah, it's a inside the waistband holster that's specifically made for that gun. And like I said, I had my shirt tucked in just because of the driving aspect.
What color holster is that?
It's black. It's a black holster.
Do you know who makes it?
I don't.
So we searched your truck this morning,
Sure.
and there's the holster that's on the passenger seat. So when you got out of the truck, you had to have your gun in your hand because it wasn't in the holster. Is that a fair assessment, or?
No, it was on my hip. If it was in the passenger seat, the only thing I could think of is as I was going back to my house to get the med kit. I don't know, because I also had my phone on me, and I don't know where that is. I'm hoping it's in my truck.
It is.
I also had that on me. I'm not sure how the holster got in there. I do remember, though, when I got back and I said my gun's in my waist, I realized I didn't have my holster because, I mean, that's when my hands were, and the officers removed it from my waistband.
Okay. So you come out of the truck and you walk around,
Sure.
and then do you remember drawing the pistol from your waistband, or did you already have it in your hand?
I remember drawing it once I saw the firearm that the kid had.
Okay, and that was when you kind of came to the corner of your truck?
Sure, yeah, about halfway, like if you were to draw a halfway line on my tailgate, because I couldn't see him until I was about there, and once I could actually see him before I had rounded the corner of my truck, that's when I saw it, and that's when I pulled it.
Okay.
So as I rounded the corner of my truck, my pistol was drawn.
Okay, so, and I looked at the truck too, and you have that big topper on it. So, and it's pretty much impossible to see through that, especially at nighttime.
Correct.
You couldn't see. Fair assessment to say you could not see anything until you rounded the corner of your truck.
Yeah, until I got to the back, about that halfway point, that's when I could see them.
Okay. And then, could you see him with the pistol before you rounded the truck, the end of the truck, or was it right there? Did that happen right there?
When I rounded the driver's side, I couldn't even see them. But as I continued, that's when I saw it.
Okay. And you again said the kid had the pistol kind of like.
Similar to low ready. It wasn't pointed at the ground. It was more like this, and so it was in my direction.
Okay.
That night, Peyton was shot 9 times, with bullets striking his chest, abdomen, and extremities. Adam was a trained police officer, yet he fired repeatedly at a teenager instead of simply backing away from the confrontation.
So after the shooting happened, well, I'm going to go back. So right before the shooting happened, somebody says the N-word. You remember who says that?
Definitely wasn't me.
Okay.
I I mean, the kids were hooting and hollering at me, like, who the f are you? That type of stuff. They were just yelling all kinds of stuff, just like, who are you, like, to yell at us or whatever. And I was like, these kids are being so disrespectful. I'm not going to talk sense into them. Maybe I can see if the parent will help me talk sense into them.
Okay. How was their body language while you were talking to them?
One, the driver was kind of had like a more aggressive type body language, but the other guys back by the vehicle didn't have an aggressive, as far as I remember, didn't have an aggressive stance or anything like that.
And they weren't animated with their hands or anything. They just kind of.
Not that I remember.
Okay.
Not that I remember.
Okay. And so somebody says, they throw out the N word. So that's
something to the effect of like, come on.
Let's go, and then they said that.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But so you're saying you're not the person who said those words?
No, and I don't even remember hearing that part, but
okay.
I just knew they were yelling and saying all kinds of stuff.
Okay. So.
I wouldn't even say yelling. They were just. It was loud. They weren't like
banter or.
Yeah, it was more of like a bantering. Yeah, I didn't feel threatened at any point at that time.
Okay.
Man, like I said, I was just gonna go talk to them. I saw the mom inside of the door.
Okay.
And I was gonna go talk to the mom. That's how I knew a parent was there, because I saw I wouldn't say older female, but definitely a lot older than the kids, blonde hair, white lady.
Okay. And then
I believe she was the one that helped me with the CPR.
She was.
I recall though. Okay.
She was. So after the shooting happens, right? What do you do next?
I don't remember if I approached further or I just instantly thought, well, I knew at what I had done. I knew I had put a lot of rounds into him. And so that's when I was like, I need to save this kid. And so I got back in my truck quickly, drove to my house, and attempted to find my trauma kit, my med bag.
Okay. What did you do with your gun? Is that when you put it in your waistband?
I don't remember. That must have been when I put it in my waistband, and I can't recall.
Okay.
But when I did get back, I do know it was in my waistband, and the officers removed it off my waistband.
Correct. Okay. How long were you a police officer?
Almost 6 years.
And what department?
Greenwood Village.
Okay. All right. And so, in those 6 years, what kind of training have you received of firearms?
Thousands of hours. Not just standing stagnant, moving, shooting from vehicles. We have an ex-special ops guy that comes in and does specific trainings with us for pistol, specific training with us for rifle, on top of all of the regular monthly trainings that we have and the quals, and thousands of hours with my pistol, thousands of hours with my patrol rifle, hundreds of hours with my 308 that I also used to carry. I was one of the 6 officers that carried a 308.
Okay.
So lots of firearm training.
Were you part of any special assignment, like a SWAT team in Greenwood Village, or were you just...
I was not. I was just part of the 308 team, which I was not ERT or SWAT. Like I said, I was just one of the 6 that was authorized to carry the 308.
And that's like the AR-15?
That's a AR-10 platform.
Okay.
So my patrol rifle was an AR-15, the 223.
Okay.
It's just chambered in 308.
Correct. A little bit, yeah, bigger. Yes, sir.
And then, with regards to other training, have you been trained on citizen contacts and how to deal with citizens and de-escalation?
Absolutely.
And things like that. So what kind of training have you gotten with that?
Hundreds of hours. I mean, every single month we would have pistol or firearms training. Sometimes it was pistol, sometimes it was rifle, sometimes it was both. And we would always have legal updates, and we always had de-escalation training. I'm CIT certified. I've been through that class. lots of training on de-escalation.
Okay.
And that's, as a police officer, everybody I talk to on the street that's even slightly heated or upset, you have to de-escalate it, because one, you don't want it to escalate further, and two, you can't really talk to them until things are calm.
Correct.
Lots of training on de-escalation.
Yes. So with this, and you can't. It's hard to say in hindsight, but you know, was there any attempts made to kind of de-escalate this kind of situation with these kids, or?
I don't remember. I know every time, based on my training, and my training absolutely took over. It was just muscle memory. I didn't think about it. I just did it. At the range, when we go, every time I pull my pistol, I either say, "Please drop your weapon," or "Drop your weapon," or something of that nature.
Okay.
I don't remember if I said it, because it happens all the time, but based on my muscle memory and what I did, I more than likely said, I can't recall if I said it or not.
Okay.
And I knew at that point, once I saw that pistol, that there was no verbal de-escalation that was about to happen. Once there's a firearm present. If there was a knife, sure, maybe. It's, I mean, completely different story. I didn't have time to de-escalate.
Okay.
I was in fear for my life at that second, and yeah, I knew I didn't have time.
And the worst part is, none of this had to happen. Adam could have gone home. He could have called police. Instead, he chose to confront the teenagers himself, later claiming he only wanted to speak with them as a concerned neighbor.
The whole thing, you could have just drove home.
I could have, yes. I want to talk to them as many times as I can to stop speeding in the neighborhood, and maybe they would get it through their heads. I don't know. I didn't drive home because I was just going to say something to them. Slow down, roll down my window, or roll back up my window, drive home or something.
Yeah.
I thought in my head, if I do that, maybe they'll come by my house, break a window, egg my house, something like that. And so I was like, I'm going to go talk to this parent. After they had said, "Who the f*** are you?" And I was like, I'm not getting through to them. Maybe the parent will help.
Okay.
But I didn't drive home. One, because I want it to stop. I want them to stop speeding through the neighborhood. And two, I didn't want them to know where I live. Because I live right down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay. All right. So your main intent was to go talk to the parent, not, you know, you didn't intend to escalate with these kids. You wanted to go talk to the parent.
Absolutely. Well, and there was 3 males. I mean, I know I'm a cop, honestly, I can hold my own, but there's 3 of them. And so my plan was to walk right past them, not say anything, go talk to the parent, because obviously I wasn't getting through to them with just that little time I had to talk to them while I was still in my truck.
Okay.
And I was just going to go right past them.
Okay. The night of the incident, one of the sergeants said that you told him that the guys were muscling up to you and you thought you were going to get beat up. Do you remember that statement?
Yeah, so I don't remember that statement, but when I had said, "Slow down," after that, the male who was the passenger, or I'm sorry, the driver who had dropped the passenger off at her house and walked her up, was coming at me and doing that. The other 2 males were not. And I thought at that point, don't say anything. You know, I don't want to start a fight or anything. Just go and talk to the parent.
Okay. The male that did that, which male was that?
I believe it was the driver.
Was he white, black?
I think he was black.
Okay.
He had I don't remember if he had a hood on. I'm pretty sure he was a black male.
Okay. Do you remember the color hood he had on?
Dark clothes. I think he had like a black sweatshirt maybe of some sort, or a black coat. I don't remember exactly. I'm pretty sure it was dark colored.
And then, so you saw him, you say he kind of did this when he was coming off the porch to the car?
Yeah.
Did he continue to do that, or?
I don't remember. Because at that point, that's when I was like, I'm going to go talk to the parent. And so I had gotten out of my truck. So I don't know if he continued to do that. When I rounded the corner, I don't know if he was still doing it. I just saw that pistol and just reacted.
So what I have, I printed out a map
Okay.
of the area. And so,
Down here, Shenango, I believe.
it's, so this is the west side of the street.
Sure.
So Shenango's up here. So the cars and see, the little red car was right about there. I think your truck is right about there.
Yeah, that's probably
Kind of
right.
it's not the scale, obviously.
Sure, that's yeah. As far as I remember, that looks
Is that
looks correct.
Can you, if you remember, with this being your truck, and this being the red car, can you mark where the
So if that's my truck, I'm headed this way.
Yeah, you're going south.
My house is like right here.
Okay.
Mark where the kids were. Sure.
Yeah, if you remember, I mean, and unfortunately, it's the map.
And they're facing that way as well.
Correct.
So what I remember is them getting out of the back and coming into this area right there.
Okay.
They never came up to my window that I realized. Maybe they did. I don't believe they did, but they were just right here. So as I come out and exit my truck, once I get to here, I have eyes on them. And so as I round my tail light here, that's when I pulled my firearm and presented it. Does that make sense?
Now, and you pulled that firearm because why?
Because I had seen his firearm, his pistol.
Okay. And then you seeing that pistol caused you to advance on him.
Right. I just went in once I saw that pistol. Like I said, I didn't think. It was just muscle memory, and I just did it.
Okay. At any point, when you were in the truck, did you point your handgun at any of these kids?
When I was in my truck, no,
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Is it at any point when you were in the truck, did you take your gun and rack the slide?
No, because I always carry one in the chamber. There's no need to rack my slide.
Okay.
There wouldn't have been any need to do it for effect, right?
No. And if I would have, you guys searched my vehicle. If I would have done that and I carry one in the chamber, there would be a loose 9mm Hornady self-defense round somewhere in my vehicle in the passenger seat or somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. We didn't find one. So, all right.
Adam seems confident that his background as a former officer will work in his favor. But being a cop doesn't put anyone above the law. And now, investigators are getting closer to showing him exactly that. But there's still one major piece of evidence Adam hasn't been confronted with yet, the footage that captured the confrontation itself.
I got people in there.
Hey, let me see the police.
Don't.
What do you want? What do you want?
I have a camera. I'm calling the cops. Then you could have asked me that instead of being a creep all pulling up to my house like that.
Okay, cool. So it's your neighborhood that you're speaking for. How is this your neighborhood? What do you know it's my neighborhood? You own all this? You own all this right here? I own all of it. You don't drive it. Go back to drive, bro. Go back to drive. You want to say something? Go back to drive, bro. This is not your neighborhood. That's your right. You do not. What this means to me. This is good.
The teenagers had driven through the neighborhood to drop off a friend when Adam pulled up behind them. He began yelling, using phrases like, "my neighborhood," and "I own all of this place," making it clear he believed he had authority over the street. When the teens pushed back, Adam stepped out and moved toward them. One of the teenagers saw that Adam was armed and fired first. Adam then returned fire, shooting 9 times. And despite claiming he was simply trying to speak with someone's parents, he never went to the house. Instead, he confronted the teens himself, apparently unaware that one of them was also armed.
So back to the truck. So when you pull up in the video, it shows you you kind of pull up and you stop kind of short of the car, and then you pull up kind of next to the car. Do you remember what were you doing when you pulled up and you stopped kind of short of the car? If you remember, you stopped short of the red car. You know, do you remember what made you stop there?
Just because I had I believe that I had a better view of where they were on the walkway up to the house. I don't know. That's just where I stopped. I'm not quite sure. It wasn't for any reason in particular.
Okay. And then what made you kind of come forward almost to even with the car?
I'm not sure. Maybe it was, I don't know. Maybe to be able to talk easier to him. I don't recall. I don't know.
Okay. So one of the kids says that you pointed a gun at him while you were in the cab. So that's where this is kind of like the crux of this whole case. So,
Absolutely.
I really want to hash what happened in that cab when you were talking to him, through the window.
Sure. I don't remember if my light was on or off, but I rolled down the window and I yelled, "Stop speeding through our neighborhood."
Yeah.
And I wasn't doing anything in the cab. I probably had one hand on the steering wheel because that's how I drive.
Okay.
Left hand on the steering wheel?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I wasn't planning on getting out. I thought they would just, say something like, whatever, blah, blah, and I'd go home. But they were like, we do what we want, and so that's when I decided to go up and speak with an adult.
Okay. And earlier you said you keep your gun on your right hip?
Yeah, I do.
And that night, how did you have it carried? Concealed, open carry?
It's inside the waistband, but it's open carry because I tuck my shirt in, and so the pistol is fully visible.
Okay. And in your truck?
Other than the very butt of it. The muzzle.
Okay, obviously because it would be in the holster.
Correct.
So, inside your truck, can you describe your truck? Is it bucket seats?
So I have two bucket seats, and then in the middle I have a center console that doesn't raise up into a seat. It's just a set center console right there.
Okay. Do you know how tall? How is it Is it a tall center console?
It's raised. I would say probably similar to this, just enough for like an armrest.
Okay.
Or to where I can lean on it. It's not high, just I guess average, just enough to put my arm on it.
Okay. So definitely not a straight seat. So
correct.
If somebody looking from this side, they'd see the center console.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because the seat sits lower than the center console. Yes, sir.
Okay. So at any point in time when you're sitting in the cab, did you ever pull your gun out?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
And understand
there was no
this
reason.
is all on video, right?
Correct. Okay. There was no reason for me to pull it in the cab.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at any point in time, did you rack? We already covered this, but did you rack the handgun in your truck?
No. Every time I put it in my holster, in the morning or whenever I'd put it on, I always do the check, make sure it's there. I always have one on the slide. Always.
Okay.
It's just habit being an officer. I don't want to have a situation like this. God forbid.
Have you ever carried a gun without a round in the chamber? Would that be unusual for you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Mostly just the way I'm trained. When I was a cop, I carry one, and I don't want to use that extra half a second to have to rack it and present it. I just want to pull it and have it ready. So that half second can mean life or death, and cut that half second out of there.
Okay. And then when you went to your truck, or you parked your truck in the driveway, you went in the garage.
At my house, yes, sir.
Yeah. Did you go anywhere else, or was you where?
So I have a 3-car garage. My 3rd car garage doesn't open, so that garage is actually shut, and the latch is locked, so you can't open it.
Okay.
I went in, turned. I usually keep my hunting bag. I have a boat there. I usually keep my hunting bag in the boat because all my shelves are full of other hunting stuff. Looked in there, wasn't there. I didn't want to search for it and keep searching. It could have been in any of my other hunting bags that I brought the previous weekend or 2 weekends ago. And that's when I went back and I sprinted back because I knew I was wasting time.
Okay.
One, if you wouldn't mind, could you actually like demonstrate from the time you pull up in your truck to getting out of the car exactly what that looked like? I know you can't really stand
Like
up
while
that
I was in my
Yeah,
truck?
so you kind of started. You said you had your left hand on the steering wheel.
Sure.
You have a verbal exchange
Sure.
with the people outside. What was your other hand doing?
I think I was leaning on my center console.
Okay.
I don't recall, but that's usually how I drive, and I would imagine that's where my other hand would be.
As things start kind of like escalating, you said the kids are telling you like you can't fucking tell us what to do, something like that.
Right.
At any point, out of reflex, habit, training, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, did you index your firearm with your hand, just rest it there? Is that a possibility?
No, because I didn't feel any threat at that point.
Okay. And then just curious, so you're not a police officer anymore, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so
I am still post-certified. I'm not duly sworn with any department, though.
Okay.
At the moment.
might seem like a silly question. Is why did you have a handgun on you that particular night?
I always carry it.
Okay.
Ever since my resignation, I went directly to Arapahoe County Sheriff's, applied for my concealed. I'd rather have it than not need
So
it.
you do have a concealed carry?
I do not, and that's why I was wearing it with my shirt tucked in, because I do not have a concealed carry.
Okay.
Okay. So, and also, so it was exposed, so somebody could actually see, if you were walking around, somebody would see that you had a handgun.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm always checking when I'm at Walmart or something that, I don't want, when I was a cop, I didn't ever wanted anybody to see it, so I was always checking because if my shirt is up, it is visible. Absolutely.
Yeah. Is it possible when you were having an interaction with any of these people that they could see into your car, right? Is that accurate?
Yeah, they could see it in my car. My truck sits high. I have a lift on it, and I have the oversized tires. I mean, it's not like a giant truck, but it is a bigger truck and it sits high. So I was looking down at them.
Do you think that it's
And
possible?
level, I guess, when they were up on the walkway of the house.
Is it possible that any of those people would have been able to see that gun inside of the car, even though it's just sitting on your head?
Not unless they came directly up to the window, and even that, the center console sits high, and I have my seatbelt. I mean, there's like that much room in between my side hip and the center console. I frequently scratch my gun. If you look at my truck, there's some scratches right here on the side. Yeah, there's no way that they could have seen it. Even the only way they could have seen it is if they came up to my vehicle, stepped on the side step, and looked into my truck. That would be the only way that they could see that firearm on my hip.
And did that ever happen? Okay. So, you said the drinks you had during the Avalanche game, one was during the second period, first period, one was during the second period. Do you remember what drinks they were?
Course Banquet.
Okay. And then, and that was at your mom's house?
Correct.
And then you said your sister was in from out of town?
Correct.
In February 2024, more than 2 years after Peyton Blitzstein was killed, Adam Holland was found guilty of reckless manslaughter by a jury in Arapahoe County, Colorado. Investigators also revealed that Adam had been drinking before the shooting, with a blood alcohol level roughly twice the legal limit. During the confrontation, he ultimately emptied his entire magazine at a 17-year-old over a speeding complaint. In April 2024, Adam Holland was sentenced to 2 years in prison, followed by 3 years of probation. Our thoughts are with Peyton Blitzstein's family, who lost their 17-year-old son in a confrontation that never should have turned deadly. Do you think Adam's sentence was enough? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe and check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here.